Everyone seems to have been scratching the surface to have their own opinion on the Cullen-Hamilton split. But what do Cullen's own Instagram posts reveal about the split? Join us as we uncover the clues Angela was dropping late last year that reveal the truth behind the split and how it could all affect Hamilton's performance this season. Ever since Angela Cullen joined forces with Hamilton 7 years ago, she could be seen trackside holding up a peace sign, high-fiving Lewis, or just smiling her Cullen smile. Angela's job has been nothing short of devotion, with her acknowledging that she always has Hamilton's back. It's incredibly humbling to be standing there, and I always have a realization of how incredibly blessed I am to be a part of this amazing team and this crazy circus of F1, Cullen said in an Instagram post back in October 2021. But over the last couple of months, Hamilton's body seemed to be missing in action at some of his training sessions. Then, in a shocking post on the 17th of March, we first learned the news of Cullen's split from the driver's Instagram page. Lewis posted, "For the last 7 years, @Cullen_Angela has been by my side, pushing me to be the best version of myself. I am a stronger athlete and a better person because of her. So today, I hope you'll join me in wishing her the very best as she takes her next steps to pursue her dreams. Thank you for everything, Ange. I can't wait to see what the future has in store for you." It was soon after that Cullen shared her own post that read, "Exactly 7 years ago, on this day, I was standing in the F1 paddock for the first time at the Australian Grand Prix. Today, I'm excited to share I'm off on my next adventure. I'm so grateful and blessed to have had this incredible journey in F1, and I know my story will continue." She went on to thank the Mercedes team, who she said had been my family for the past 8 years. It was her direct tribute to Lewis Hamilton himself that was the most touching. After addressing him as "you GOAT," she went on to say what an honour and pleasure it had been standing alongside him and how proud she was of him and everything he has achieved. She then went on to thank her ex-boss for supporting me, believing in me, and showing me the limitless potential we all have within us. "I'm so excited to watch the next chapter for you. There's nothing you can't do. Don't stop believing. Life's journey is one big wave. Keep riding, dream big as dreams do come true. Forever by your side, still we rise." After the dust had settled somewhat, speculation started. Everyone wanted to know who initiated the breakup and what had actually happened after the split that no one expected. Some comments to Lewis's post suggested her split was due to his poor recent performance. In an effort to save face and end any speculation, Mercedes responded quickly, stating that it was their number one driver who initiated the separation. Toto Wolff spoke glowingly of Cullen as a cheerleader, but said that if things don't work out anymore, then we need to be honest about it. Angela was a part of the gang for a long time. Wolff made a point of normalizing the change in direction for both of them. "I think in every team, this is not a static situation that you can freeze, because we all develop as people and as an organization. And if things don't work out anymore, then we need to be honest about it and bring change." Wolff made it out that he and his team were not surprised, as Hamilton had been looking for a change for a while. It was Wolff's comment that, "But if this is what he decides, we will absolutely support him whatever direction he wants to take," that sealed the idea that it was Hamilton's decision to end the relationship. Ultimately, the Mercedes team principal was overall complimentary and positive about Cullen, saying she "will always be a cheerleader of the team. She's the only one who has a louder voice than a starting car." But once you start looking a bit deeper and challenging the overly scripted posts, things start to get interesting. So don't go anywhere. Hamilton's own comments regarding the split, those comments he was actually willing to make, seemed more supportive of Cullen and her future ambitions. "Me and Angela are good, and she's moving on to a different phase of her life," suggesting that it is she who has initiated the moving on. Would this still suggest, as Wolff stated, that it was Hamilton who initiated the split? Based on Cullen's Instagram posts dating back months before the split, we reckon not. You may have heard the theory of the 7-year itch, and it seems that the time had come for the Cullen team, see what we did there, to draw an end to their relationship. The 7-year itch is the idea that after 7 years in a relationship, whether that's a married couple or cohabitees, we start to become restless. But the philosophy doesn't pertain to only married couples. We've seen the 7-year itch in Wimbledon and Sharapova's absence, and Jurgen Klopp has been defending his resignation approaching his 7th year with Liverpool. Some of the symptoms of the philosophy are spending less meaningful time together, You start taking each other for granted, drowning in criticism and no fight left. According to Mitchell Smolkin, certified couples therapist, this can be difficult to overcome. Working through the fears and reconnecting when the doubt creeps in requires some gas in the tank, and ongoing pressures can be a factor that makes this more difficult, he says. And if we look back at some of Cullen's Instagram posts from the end of 2022, we might be able to see some of that tension creeping through. It was the day of the concluding race of the 2022 season that Cullen, in another Instagram post, pointed out the challenges that the season held and would ultimately have brought tension and pressure on their relationship. Her post also didn't specifically mention her and the team returning next season stronger. But actually, Angela's decision to leave Hamilton may have been made as far back as late October. At the beginning of November, Ange showed off her new ink with a lengthy caption that started, "New ink, new journey, finding my story." Later that month, Cullen posted again. She shared footage of her leaping out of an airplane and captioned, "No matter how scary it may seem, the potential opportunity of the unknown is unlimited." Perhaps her leaping out of the plane was foreshadowing her jumping the MB ship. A couple of days later, another post had her expelling the motivation to leave when you don't feel like you're being valued. Exit anything that makes you feel like you're not enough. Now, we're not psychologists, but even we can read between those lines. Considering the announcement of their split only came almost 4 months later, we could speculate that the Silver Arrows were trying to steer her course. Cullen's post-split announcement posts have been particularly revealing, as she seems to be loving life and living out her dreams. In one Instagram post, Cullen shared an insightful message about acknowledging one's past and controlling the future. In a very recent one, Cullen shared a video of her traveling with her flight team. Angela encourages her followers to find people you trust, who are aligned with your core values. Both posts seemingly suggest Cullen closing the door on Mercedes and Hamilton, and embracing a new reality and prospects. But what does this mean for the driver attempting to officially earn the title of GOAT? Well, besides many solo runs, as spotted on his suddenly active Instagram account, Lewis's future in F1 is looking pretty grim. Dr. Riccardo Cesarelli, the founder of Formula Medicine, believes that Lewis is just looking for external support. He's that kind of person. You can see by the team radio how much he talks. He has a physio who's always with him. Lewis is the one that needs to create a familiar environment that will protect him. Well, he had a physio who was always with him. Rosberg is convinced losing Angela will affect Hamilton. I think that probably makes things even worse because even though the split apparently was amicable, Angela was a real friend, I think, also to him. Rosberg explained on Sky Sports F1. It's with your trainer that you spend most of the time during a race weekend. You end up also going to dinner in a very small, tight group with maybe a family member and a trainer, and that's it. And for Lewis not to have her as well, I'm sure it's going to not be ideal, not so nice. I think probably that's another challenge and difficulty that he has to deal with and get used to. Sky Sports F1's Martin Brundle said that Cullen's departure is not great news for Hamilton, as he continues his quest for a record 8th driver's title. It's not great news for Lewis, because whenever you saw Lewis in the pit lane or paddock, Angela was with him supporting him. When he was off training, she'd be with him as well, Brundle said. Regardless of who initiated the split, how well Hamilton can navigate this challenging season as he pursues his 8th championship title remains to be seen. Are you with us in thinking it is Cullen who left Hamilton? And do you think it will make this season harder for the Brit? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.